Welcome, friends,
to the How-To Heretic.
I'm Uncle Mark.
And I'm Uncle Dan.
And this is your user's guide to life on the outside.
That's right. Leaving religion is the first step into a larger, better world.
But it can be a scary world. Things work differently now.
Never fear, that's why we're here.
We're your audio uncles. And with help from good friends and experts in all sorts of fields,
we're going to share the stories and seek the knowledge we all need to build a great life.
After all, you only get one that we know of, so you'd better make the most of it.
It's so true. Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. On this week's show, we invite our friend Quinn on to give us the lowdown on how a little information can be a dangerous thing.
Yeah, and we're going to bury a god, and we're going to talk about some scripture and all kinds of other things.
Yeah.
We're going to be helped by Auntie Mel, who's going to come on, and she's going to help us out with some of that stuff.
So let's get right to the show. All right. Well, this week we introduce a new segment, the Commandment of the Week, in which we deconstruct one of the foundational rules of Western civilization.
Yes, indeed.
As they're called.
As many of the Christians in this country, especially the important Christians in this country, will tell you, these rules are the basis for all law and order in Western society.
And without these, in every public park and courthouse,
we would all just murder each other wantonly.
By God, it would be bedlam.
And to join us for this, we've brought in, because your Uncle Mark and I love you guys all dearly, but some of you are girls, and we wanted to bring in Aunt Mel, to be part of this. So hi, Mel, welcome.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome, Auntie Mel.
I'm excited to be the female voice in this room.
Yeah, it's good. It was a sausage fest in here.
Yeah, we took the no girls allowed sign off the door finally, and
and I was the first person that
Auntie
ran
Mel was right there.
my way in.
We don't even know who you are.
No, I was just standing out in the street.
That's good. I mean, you know,
that's how we find all of our guests.
It is. You. Who are you? What are you doing?
Get in here.
Talk to us.
All right.
So you've chosen a commandment for us?
I've chosen a commandment. So, we could waste some of our precious lives going over the entire Decalogue, as it is called by experts in the field today. But I thought it might be fun just to start with one of them. And that's what we'll do. We'll just do one at a time.
Sure.
And so today, it is the third commandment. You guys know the third commandment?
That one.
Yeah. I think we were all raised Christians, so of course we all know the third commandment. Let's see.
Jesus Christ, you don't know what it is?
Happy, dopey, sleepy. It was sleepy?
It's sleepy. The third commandment, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Jesus Christ, that
is
one?
the third commandment. Yeah. Oh, no, that's not doing it.
Nope.
So it's again, because people, our Christian brothers and sisters, feel like without these 10 rules undergirding everything, and again, in our courthouses and our schools, the world would fall apart.
Right.
So the claim is always that all of our modern laws are as a direct result of this. So I'm just having a hard time translating this into the modern age.
Here's what I'm going to throw out to all of us here, because, ladies and gentlemen, at home, you may not realize, but all of your aunts and uncles in this room have at some point or other been part of, or are currently part of, the film industry. And I'm going to say that if we go back a few decades, we can remember all of the times, all of the hubbub over what words you can say, what words you can't say, obscenity laws,
right?
All of that sort of thing.
Yep. And that's true. There have been obscenity laws, and I think there may still be.
And I'm guessing this stupid commandment was half the justification for that shit.
But it makes you wonder what societal necessity it actually served.
None. Zero.
Because George Carlin couldn't say, "God damn it" on television.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Was the entire extent of it.
Yeah. Yeah. He still said plenty of things that should have offended. Other things should have offended much more. Like the meat, the content is really what's offensive,
Right.
not the
The
expletives.
words.
And it is funny too to me that we live here in Mormon country, the three of us, and that's where we're broadcasting from.
Yeah.
And that Mormons very typically will express the same emotion as screaming motherfucker, but they'll say
Mother, father,
mippin' flitchin' or fetchin'
absolutely.
flippin'.
yeah, fudge.
My
So-
mom still, she has so many words that she'll use instead of, any kind of
What are her
profanity.
words?
What are they?
Oh, I'm trying to, now I'm on the spot.
She
I
must
can't
say
think.
fetch.
No. She doesn't say fetch. She says flippin', of course. We all know flippin'. And
Went to the flipping store and the flipping guy didn't give me the flipping change.
absolutely. And we used to say funk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's so close.
Yeah?
But it's totally fine. I don't get why that's okay.
Which part of the Beehive State did you grow up in?
LaVerkin. Southern Utah. I was in Southern Utah,
Shit.
tiny little town. So
And look at you here with your store-bought shoes.
Yeah, I know, right? It's my first
LaVerkin.
pair ever.
Oh,
yeah.
if any of our listeners would like to find that on a map, you can try, but you won't.
You can,
because
yeah.
it's too small.
Go to Utah, find nowhere, and then look in the middle. And
Right?
that's where
Yeah,
it is.
Wow.
But you know what's nice about LaVerkin? We get 2 capital letters in our name.
Oh, yeah.
L-A capital V-E-R-K-I-N. Who else? Who else gets that? St. George. What else?
She immediately comes up with another counter. With a counter example.
but they're close.
Yeah.
It'd be
that's true.
Ogden if you capitalize the N at the end, which would be a nice bookend to the
That's,
word, I think.
I think visually that's nice. That's
Don't you
lovely.
think? It balances out because the O is
I got
so
news for
present.
you. We're in Salt Lake City that has 3 capitals.
Not all is one. Those are 3 separate words.
That's true.
LaVerkin is
That's true.
one word.
That's true.
Even St. George is 2 words.
I also love that
saying.
in Utah, LaVerkin could also be a man's name.
Yes.
Or a woman's name. You don't know. Like the Mormons have this weird naming thing. I feel like we've gone a little bit off track here, though,
We did.
because there's
My
a
fault.
there's a commandment hanging in the air.
Well, and then maybe that we're all so nervous about talking about that.
Well,
commandment.
here's the
Maybe
thing.
That's why,
I
'cause
don't
we're
know
all
what it
scared of
means. I was raised to believe that "do not take my name in vain" was don't say "God damn it." Don't use it as an expletive. Don't use the word God or the word Jesus as an expletive. But I don't think that's really what it meant.
No, in fact, I think the real origin of this comes from, Iron Age or before, when it was actually you using the name, you were forbidden to actually say the name of the god.
But more than that, it was if you.
So it's a lot like Harry Potter, actually.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
Voldemort.
They're magic words.
Shh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They are magic words. Before people had functioning fucking civilization and brains,
Right.
words were magic.
Well, and but there's more to it than that. There's also this: don't use my name to make false claims. Don't use my name. Like, my name is special. So if you call on me, don't do it for a false purpose. So, like, in the name of God, I command you to go and mow my lawn
Right.
is less okay than in the name of God, I command you to repent your sins, sort of thing.
Then my
Don't-
dad's going to hell if
I
that's the
think
case.
that's what it means is don't use my name in vain, meaning don't call on people in my name to do things that aren't my shit.
Yeah.
Don't-
Or use
Just do. And I think he could have very easily just said, only do my shit.
Just do my shit.
Just do mine.
I think
wish-
that's the rest of the
I wish that
that's
was
the
the
rest
third-
of the commandments.
That was the third
I wish
commandment.
that was the third commandment. Now, what again, our Christian friends, you saw Stephen Colbert just annihilate that Georgia congressman in an interview, right? Who's
Oh, that's
all he
right.
cared about was getting the 10 commandments in every fucking building in the world. And Colbert's like, name the commandments.
Yeah, what
Oh,
are they?
no.
And he got 2.
He got only 2? Like everybody can get don't steal and don't murder.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I think there's a thing about somebody's ass. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Don't eat cheeseburgers on the solstice. No, that's not
no
it.
white after Labor Day? Is
Yeah,
that
what
one of them?
It's the rules.
Yeah.
The first 5 commandments are essentially just saying, do my shit, which is basically, it's just me.
Yeah,
It's nobody else.
The first 5 are like ego commandments.
It's super weird.
It's just only me
could
and nobody
really
else,
streamline those today.
and don't fucking use my name.
Yeah.
and you don't fucking worship anybody else.
Yeah.
And
It's
yeah.
like a crazy girlfriend or boyfriend,
yeah.
right? And so it's clearly a God who is not secure about their place in the world.
Right. That is an insecure God.
Yeah.
Because like rape doesn't make the top 10. Thou shalt. There's no thou shalt not rape. There's no thou shalt not like.
There's adultery, but that's
That's different. That's consensual.
well, and consent
Yeah.
in the Bible is very complicated.
Yeah.
It's
a very
actually. I
legitimate
feel like
point
it's
right there.
less complicated in the Bible, which
That's
is
true.
consent is for boys and not for girls.
Yeah.
Like basically, the girls don't get consent.
No.
Yeah, it's actually rather simple.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Isn't it?
It's pretty
Yeah.
right down the middle on that one.
Yeah, but adultery is really just breaking, the prohibition against adultery is really just breaking a contract.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Right.
It still doesn't imply consent.
Right.
On anybody's part.
So I guess I feel like the ruling that we have here is relevant to modern society on commandment number 3
On a scale of 0 to 10 is 0.
is 0.
Yeah.
That just doesn't mean anything.
All right. Well, that was the commandment of the week.
Moving on.
Moving on.
All right. It's time now once again for gruesome stories our parents told us.
Yes, for the Bible tells us so.
For the Bible tells us these things. And you know what? I think we should expand it. At some point, we'll expand it to like, hopefully we have some listeners who will write into some stuff about like what the Quran says.
Oh, there's some truly wonderfully gruesome stuff there that we can
Right.
drill into. And then I don't know if you've ever taken a peek at the Bhagavad Gita,
I've got one right here.
but the body count is impressive.
I've got one right somewhere.
It's
right
Like
behind
a
me.
impressive, yeah.
Shakespeare tragedy.
Oh, so much more.
I swindled a woman out of a Bhagavad Gita, actually. Or rather, she tried to swindle me, and I flipped it on her. I was in London, and she was like handing them out. She was saying, "Do you want a free Bhagavad Gita?" And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And she was like, "But you could give a donation to the church. We expect a donation." And I was like,
Well, I hope you get it.
"Here's £1. Give me that book." And she was like, "Well, it's more than this. Costs us like £12 to do." And I was like, "Yeah, but you just offered it to me for free, so I'm taking it." Oh. She was like, "Oh, okay."
That's what I would call a hin don't.
Right. Oh, but
Yeah, unwind that. You might want to just
Damn.
wind back the tape, listeners.
yeah, exactly.
So
We'll do
good.
that one again. You can listen to that as many times as you want. This we're not charging you for that. I'm going to take us to 2 Kings, or if we're going to say it in Trump ways, 2 Kings.
2 Kings. It's the whole ball game.
2 Kings. It's a whole ball game indeed. 2 Kings chapter 2. You won't remember this from having been told in church because because it's crazy and no one would have told you this. But here's what happened. We got the prophet Elisha. It was a disciple of the prophet Elijah. So Elijah and Elisha. And the whole first part of chapter 2 of 2 Kings
Yep.
is these two guys going from place to place in one day, which, by the way, I did get like super sidetracked as I was doing this research because I'm reading this thing and it's like, and Elijah said to Elisha, "Stay here, the Lord has sent me to Bethel." But Elisha said, "As surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you." So they went down to Bethel. And then the other prophets say, "Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master from you today?" And they keep this. So this happens multiple times. They go to Bethel, then they go to Jericho, and then they go to
Jericho's nice.
the River
This
Jordan.
time of year, yeah.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Sunny.
They started in Gilgal, which, by the way, if you're in Utah, there's a Gilgal garden that you need to check out. Anyway,
So check it out. It's amazing.
but apparently all of this travel happened in a day. So then I spent like 20 minutes looking up on
How many miles?
on the map, like exactly, like they've traveled 70 something miles in a day.
With preaching,
How are they doing this?
with preaching and a hot lunch.
yeah, exactly.
crazy.
So there's miracle number 1.
Done.
Is apparently they were traveling by whirlwind.
The Book of Mormon's another topic, but if the Bible, like all the fucking genealogy and begatting, and just the like walking to here, if that was all taken out, you could get through it.
15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
who gives a shit? Come on, people. We can do better than
We
this.
can do better than this. This is just bad writing.
It's bad editing. It's bad editing.
Just somebody get in there.
Yeah.
And then Elijah, who's the
Now, Elijah was a big shot.
he was a big shot.
Big dude.
He is then carried away to heaven on a whirlwind.
Well, they'd been traveling that whirlwind all day. So
exactly.
It's not really a surprise.
It's how it's. I mean, hey, if it's good enough for Pecos Bill, it's good enough for these guys.
Good point.
That's
Really
4 people will get that reference, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's not a."
I was not one of them.
He lassos a tornado and rides it around.
Rides it around.
No kidding.
That's the thing. So anyway, Elisha is left on his own to go and preach unto the world.
So it was true that his master was being taken from him that day.
Right, that day
Via
after all the
inclement weather.
walking.
Be a whirlwind.
Yeah.
And then, so then Elisha goes back to Bethel, which is one of the places that they visited. And I'm just going to read it to you because it's fun. From there, Elisha went up to Bethel. As he was walking along the road, some boys came out from the town. Now, this is, what version am I looking at here? This is the New International Version. Just to be clear,
That's one of the better ones.
it's
The Niv.
That's the good stuff.
The Niv.
There's also it says children in other versions.
But this is specific, gender specific.
I don't know why this one got gendered, but there you go. Some boys came out of the town and jeered at him. "Get out of here, Baldy," they said.
Really?
"Get out of here, Baldy," or in other versions, "Go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head." He turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 she-bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys.
42 of the boys. Okay. So
And the very next verse is, I'll just finish out the chapter.
Let's
we'll
do
just
it.
write it
Please.
out. "And he went on to Mount Carmel, and from there returned to Samaria."
Oh, as you do.
after watching
After
the
mauling.
annihilation of 42 children.
42 children. Now, in my day, back in the day, the murdering of children by bear was not very nice.
No, but here's what I'll tell you what. That old joke, the 2 guys hunting, and it's like, I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to
you.
outrun you.
Right. That's the other thing. These are some efficient fucking bears.
Right. Done.
Like, how do you not, like, maybe they get 3 kids or 5 kids, but
They got 40.
they must have been, like, flanking them and, like, corralling. Like,
Yeah.
one bear is on corralling duty.
I think they
and
got him in an alley, and then
Probably there
what
was
do you
that
do?
fucking bear alley.
It was the running of the
Bear
bears.
alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Bethel, there's that one the alley
that's
that's
bear alley in Bethel.
super
Love you, auntie and uncle, but if a bear gets a hold of either one of y'all, I'm gone.
Yeah, you're not going to wait.
I'm not going to end up in that story. And I don't run super fast, but the other thing that I find
were a
equally
swimmer,
as distressing,
a competitive
I was a swimmer,
swimmer.
but it doesn't help you against a bear.
No.
They swim.
They
The
do
thing that
all
I
the
find
things.
equally distressing about that is the idea of a boy running out of somewhere and referring to me as thou.
Yes.
That's fucking weird.
Well, fortunately for you, you're not balding, so
I'm not. I have an amazing head of hair.
you do have a lovely,
Yeah. Goes all the way down my back to my butt crack.
which I don't know
as I
how
get
that
older.
happens because I've always just assumed that all of the back hair that started to form is just the relocated head hair that I've been losing.
That's probably what.
I just
that's
assumed that it's a migration.
That's
Yeah.
a science fact.
That's science.
It happens all
Yeah.
throughout history.
But another science fact is that when kids tease an adult person, you don't kill them. I feel
Well-
like this is not where we go.
But he didn't.
It's true.
It was.
He said, "I curse you in the name of the Lord," and then the Lord killed him.
I have to
did it.
say, though, it goes back to another segment that the 3 of us did, which is talking about that 3rd commandment, remember?
Yeah.
That's why you don't take the Lord's name in vain.
Because
when you command something,
It's like
in
calling
his name,
911.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has to do it.
bears.
Yeah.
He has to call the bears.
You say, bears. I need bears.
Yeah.
And he's like, shit.
You
Now I
don't-
got to do
yeah.
bears.
You don't fuck around with calling 911.
No. you
No.
don't.
Nope.
They come.
So I actually went to. I don't know if you guys know Answers in Genesis. This is a. Do you know Answers in Genesis?
I
Aunt Mel?
don't.
This is it's wonderful. This is Ken Ham. right?
Ken Ham's
Yeah.
big deal. So these are the same people that gave us the Ark Park in Kentucky.
The now defunct.
It's not defunct. It's still going.
It's coughing up blood, man. It's
It's
not.
limping along, but it's going. Anyway, so Answers in Genesis is an apologetics organization, among other things, and they're also the ones who will gleefully try to help you understand that dinosaurs and humans lived together. So that's good stuff.
As
because the
domestic
Bible,
animals.
because the Bible,
Oh,
Yeah.
for the Bible tells us so. And if you look at the timeline, the only way that anyway, I won't get too into the weeds about that.
You
but
guys have seen the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Duh, we knew that years ago.
Facts.
That dinosaurs and
Biblical
humans lived
fact.
together.
Bible fact.
Uh,
Boom.
Fred Flintstone, prophet.
So what is Ken Ham's take on the she-bear curse?
So they
On Bear Alley.
so Dr. Elizabeth Mitchell is the one that wrote the Answers in Genesis answer to this question.
I think there's a problem with that name. See if you can spot it.
Dr. Elizabeth Mitchell.
Yeah.
Is it the doctor part that you're worried
It might be
about?
the doctor part.
Hey, I'm sure that it's a genuine doctorate of theology from a non-accredited university, Christian university. So I don't know what your problem would be with that. Anyway, she gets into the thick of it. She's going back to the original Hebrew. She is going to so she digs in, and basically her argument is, don't worry. Sometimes the word that they use that's translated here as children, sometimes that's used to mean small, and sometimes that kind of small can be used to mean like just immature.
people?
Like immature people.
Oh.
Petty.
Yeah.
Petty people.
Small in that
Petty.
way. So maybe
makes it better.
it's that version
Yeah.
of small.
42 immature people.
42
petty people.
They deserve to die.
Immature but grown people who knew better. She doesn't seem to make
Immature but grown.
Yeah.
and also apparently calling someone bald was definitely
That's a murderous offense.
it's an insult.
You don't
So
do
they
that
were
shit.
insulting, and also Elisha needed to prove himself to the people of Bethel. So as like a powerful prophet.
Yeah.
So all of that put together makes it super duper okay that God killed 42 people with bears. Oh, wait.
Okay, yeah. I have
There's
a bear
also the
question.
word
Right.
tear.
Bears. Do we need to?
There's also the word tear, which is in the King James. The bears tear 40 and 2 of them, which is like TARE, which is a version of like tore or whatever.
Injured.
It means thrashed. And what she says is, we don't know if they're dead.
Well, they are now.
Oh.
I mean, well, now,
Yes.
yeah, one would assume.
Yeah.
But they could have, it could have just been, a solid mauling of each of
Sure.
these guys. They don't have to. We don't have to be
And-
breaking out coffins for all 42 of them.
No.
We don't know how many of them were fine.
Some were dead, some were just injured.
Scratch here and there,
It was probably the 3 dead ones, and then
Yeah.
everyone else, it was just minor injuries like loss of an arm or.
And let me tell you something. That's your cool scar that you're dining
Yeah.
out on that scar for decades to
Yeah.
come.
I don't know a lot about the bestiary of the Holy Land, but I feel like bears aren't native.
I think there are bears.
Really?
I don't know.
Desert bears?
Not only that, but Elisha, I think earlier in his career, had killed a bear and a lion. No, maybe that was, I don't know. Lions and tigers and bears,
But desert bears? That sounds really weird to me.
you sound weird. You're a desert bear.
I am.
Okay.
Nailed it.
There you go.
Pardon me. So what would you say, guys, is the moral takeaway from this?
Auntie Mel, do you have a good moral to this story? Have we learned something important?
Why has this story survived 12,000 edits and translations and re-indexizations?
Why is it important
of the
for
Bible?
God to teach us this story?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel on the spot. I think I'm just going to go with.
Nothing. There's nothing.
Don't be
Yeah.
bald.
Don't be bald. I think that's.
Don't be bald. Don't be a boy.
No, wait. Don't make fun of bald guys.
Yeah.
Don't be a boy that makes fun of bald guys.
Right.
And heed the fucking tornado warnings. They're serious.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's
That's important.
weather advisories.
Also, don't fuck with bears.
No.
I feel like that's a big one.
Well,
Not because they're scary, but because they are the instruments of God.
Oh.
yeah, I guess that's an important life lesson. So it almost don't not fucking with bears almost is elevated to the level of being a commandment. It could have been the 11th.
Yeah.
But instead it got buried in a terrific story.
Yeah. So there you go, everybody. More fun children's stories from the Bible.
You're welcome.
Moving on. So, Auntie Mel, we didn't just bring you in here for your pretty face, for all the
but it would suffice.
I mean, I'm sure
Thank you.
everyone can hear how attractive
How
we
pretty
all are,
my face is.
right?
I hear tell that the people of LaVerkin thought she was the prettiest gal in town.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was totally Miss LaVerkin.
Royalty.
This is so true.
I hope you guys appreciate the show we put on
There
for
is
you.
royalty.
We have a beauty queen here. How'd you do? Did you go to state? Did you do the state thing?
I was a princess, and so that's that was the top.
Oh.
In LaVerkin, you are.
You're done.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was
Called
the
it.
LaVerkin princess.
What were your official duties?
I had, but you want to hear about the other princesses?
Oh, yeah.
There was the LaVerkin princess, and there was the Hurricane princess.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was the Virgin princess.
These are all towns
In southern Utah.
that are kind of walking distance, aren't they?
Yeah. Was the Virgin Princess just a little less popular? It just seems like she didn't get as much attention.
Well,
That's such a good laugh, though. I can't imagine how snickery that whole situation was.
it was delightful.
Yeah.
When they announced her at the county fair. Yeah. That was always a lot of fun.
What county is that?
Kane
Is that Washington
County,
County?
Washington County Fair.
Washington County.
Washington County Fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
The Virgin Princess
Did you-
was at the Washington County Fair.
So what kind of official responsibilities did you have? Did you cut ribbons? Did you open gas stations?
My biggest, I think one of my biggest duties was to have my portrait taken and then hung in the hardware store, the local hardware store.
Hardware store.
Yep.
You were the hardware queen.
Yeah.
Was it an Ace? It was the Ace Hardware, I'll bet.
Yeah, it was Ace Hardware.
Fuck it.
Did you-
That's legit.
Oh, I know.
That's the national chain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
But it's owned by local franchisees.
Absolutely, it was.
Oh.
The Ace is.
We've learned so much
Buck.
today.
We have learned.
Buck owned it.
Buck owned it, and he wanted a picture of you
And it was fine for the. Well,
To
it was the
do
whole,
with-
it wasn't just me. It was a whole.
to do with as he pleased after hours.
No, I got the portrait. I got the portrait after.
Do you have it still
Fuck yeah!
hanging on
It's
your
a
wall?
LaVerkin princess.
All right, I like it.
Oh, I feel like it needs to go right there.
Yeah,
Right.
we're
Needs to be in the
bringing it
studio.
into this room.
Thank you.
So speaking of royalty and speaking of great figures in history,
Right.
Like
we
me.
have
Did you-
we have an equal.
Are you talking about Mel's figure? I think that's weird.
great her figure?
Great figures in history.
It's
Thank
the most
you
old man word for
so
body.
much.
She's a beautiful figure. Anyway. So we are today. We're visiting with our friend Auntie Mel, the Graveyard of the Gods.
Yeah, so far all of our episodes have included us burying a god.
It's super fun.
We exhume them from their deathbeds and then bring them back to life just to learn a little bit, and then we put them back into the ground.
So, brothers and sisters, we're gathered here today to rebury.
Who we going after today, Mel?
Dionysus.
Classic.
This is a classic god. This is a god that everyone should know.
Finally gone Greek.
He's very popular.
Finally, in the manner of the Greeks.
We
haven't done a Greek.
We
yet.
haven't done a Greek yet.
No, it's time.
It's
It's
time.
It's time. So, just a little bit about this man's history. He is the only god, actually, quote unquote, because there are so many different myths, who was born of a mortal mother.
Oh,
Zeus and Semele.
So he's a demigod.
No. He was. I'm going to tell this little bit of story.
Okay, please
because
do.
he's not a demigod. He is a god. He was. Zeus had sex with Semele, and then
As you do.
Yeah. And then during their encounter, Hera made him promise to show himself to her in all of his glory.
Oh.
And he's the god of like lightning and light, and she couldn't handle it. She burned up in it.
Oh dear.
So the baby was born prematurely. Dionysus was born prematurely.
Fetal alcohol syndrome. That's a call forward.
Thank you for that.
Okay, let's keep going.
He sliced open his thigh and shoved the premature baby in there.
Yeah.
Whoop, 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 sewed it right back up and carried him to term.
Oh.
Yeah, carried him to term in his thigh.
That is a devoted father, and I want
Right.
to applaud it.
Devoted father and mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a super
Semi-mom.
gruesome streak to this show today.
It's
but
like
we're gonna get through it.
It's
Oh,
like
we haven't even started yet.
it's like
Well, I guess we've started.
seahorses. It's the male that carries the babies.
Just
So,
like a seahorse.
I feel like we're in the hippocampus area of
Very nice.
boom.
Very nice. I was
was
laying
that-
down some Latin on this Greek.
Thank
Threw
you.
some Latin on the Greek because
Hippocampus is Greek.
that's how I do.
Hippocampus
Oh,
is
it's Greek. Yeah, that's true.
Greek on Greek. We're doing
Greek
it.
on Greek action.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So moving along.
Dionysus grows up, and he is the pictures of him. The Greek, they're different versions, right? But the Greek Dionysus, he is the god of wine and revelry and ecstasy.
Nice.
Keep talking.
Yeah, and theater.
Yeah.
Right, because I think it's because wine. Once you get to drinking, you get to partying,
Yeah.
and then you're feasting, and then there's
Somebody's
parties and
going to put on a
theater
play.
and, yeah, right,
And then you want to sit through 6 hours of Antigone.
right. When
Let me tell you something about Greek theater.
Yeah.
It doesn't last 6 hours.
No?
That's the one like merciful thing about
I
it.
feel like
It isn't that long.
when I had to watch it in college, it felt long.
It felt
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, although a couple of years ago in Chicago, a theater company did. They called it All Our Tragic, and it was literally all the extant Greek tragedies
No.
in a day,
oh my.
and it was a full
My.
day of theater. You just bring a
Which
packed
brings us
lunch.
back to wanting to be drunk.
right indeed. Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go. You've got yourself a reveler.
Yes. And so what I find very interesting about this god is he has this following of women, these wild women called maenads, and they're in an ecstasy, right? So they are wild and crazy and drunk and bloodthirsty and probably sexy, but bloodthirsty,
Really?
sexy. Yeah.
We've had a
like
lot of bloodthirst.
Bloody sex.
Every god we've talked about so far is pretty sanguine.
Pretty ready to drink that blood.
yeah.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about Dionysus. If you're nice to him, he's nice back. If you are not nice to him, he will have his maenads dismember you or your family.
Damn.
Legit. Yep, that's the story of the Bacchae.
We have.
I think that's also the
The Bacchae.
that's
yes.
what they're called.
well when it translates to the Roman and it becomes Bacchus instead of Dionysus.
He is Bacchus.
Ah,
Yes, and so there is the Greek tragedy of the Bacchae, and that is the story of a king who does not. He insults Dionysus, and Dionysus all the women in the town go crazy with like this bloodthirsty ecstasy, and they tear him apart.
like zombies. They go crazy.
Yeah, dismember him, eat him.
I mean, we've all been to a party that things were just going great, and then the host just kind of
calls out his Bacchae.
like, "This
Yeah.
party's fucking over.
And yeah,
this is happening."
Shit hits the fan.
Wow, I didn't know that part of him.
Now
Yeah.
there used to be I see okay, so all of the things that I've ever learned about Dionysus and stuff is jumbled in my head because I'm in the theater. This is what I do. But you hear all these stories and then they all just I never filed them properly, I think, so it's all just a mix. But I know that they used to have like Bacchanalia parties, like big festivals, but everyone had to dress as a woman because the theory was that like the Bacchae would kill you if you were a man. So everybody dressed up in lady clothes.
The maenads did tend to go after men.
So yeah.
When they were, you wronged them.
yeah.
You know what? I think that's just like what Halloween has become anymore, which is just
Right.
an excuse for shitty straight guys to put on their girlfriend's clothes and drink Goldschlager. You know?
Yeah. And half the time they're in blackface. So that's
Oh,
we can't
Thank God it's only half.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, do we have any other fun stories about Dionysus? Why is it? Do we know why he's the god of theater, or why he's the god of? He's just
he's
just a damn drunk.
yeah.
It's just like it's all the good times. It's theater. It's partying,
it's the fun stuff.
It's drinking.
Yeah.
Wine was the main thing, and then I think this other stuff evolved from when you drink wine, all this stuff happens. Orgies.
See, this
Right?
is, I wanted you to have
Wine.
a fun one. I think this is
a fun one.
He is. I think we
He's
can
a
all.
nut.
He's not.
That guy.
There's an edge in there.
Yeah.
Now, and I think the what do I want to call it? The thing that he carries around. I don't want to say staff, but it is a staff.
It's a dildo, is what it is.
Well, it is a fennel staff with a pine cone on the top of it. So I want you to take a second and think about what that looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
A staff with a pine cone on the top of it.
Yeah.
And a ribbon around it.
Oh,
Because that's
nice.
cute.
That
Yeah.
dresses it up.
It
Yeah,
does. It
you
really
want it-
does.
you want it to be
for
pretty.
parties and stuff. So he carries that around, and then all the maenads, all the women, carry that around as well. And we've talked before. His greatest love. Now you're thinking if this is and he's known, especially with the Greeks, as this womanly man. So he's soft and round, and we might think that he could be bisexual, maybe gay,
A little light in the loafers.
maybe
Sure.
Yeah.
his most the person that the lover he's most associated with is Ariadne, which is a woman. Yeah, I don't hear there. I don't find stories about him and other men. I only find stories about him and women.
He would be the only Greek man from that period that you do not find
Stories of him and other men.
Yeah.
That's true.
including
They had a whole thing.
Hercules.
Yeah.
They had a whole.
Socratic method, I suppose, is what that is.
You explore.
That's dirty.
It's
I
filthy.
don't know what that meant, but it's dirty.
We're going to bleep that. We'll cut that out. Well, this has been fascinating.
I mean, if you're going to worship somebody, you might want to go with him.
Worship somebody that has fun. Now, also, there was the god you did, Sekhmet, had a
Yeah.
very drunken.
We got a whole
Element.
lot of drunken.
Yeah, everybody needs a drunk god.
Yeah.
What are we trying to do?
How did we? You know what had happened? You know what happened?
need a reason to drink,
We were
people. Come
raised
on.
Mormon.
Yeah,
Now we're obsessed.
we're a little bit obsessed.
With like the concept of a god that's totally down for drinking.
But
A holiday that's just about drinking.
But then again, fucking
Purim?
Jesus was all about wine.
he was a wine producer.
He fucking he saw water and he was like, nah, let's switch this up.
That is the greatest miracle in the Bible.
I
Sounds
can
better.
I can do better than
I can
water.
walk on water, but
but guess what else
water to
what
wine.
else I got?
But I can turn it into wine.
There
Yeah.
you go.
That is a David Copperfield level trick that could really sell.
Yeah.
Awesome at parties.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are we ready to bury?
Let's stick
Dionysus?
unfortunately he died, meaning nobody actually worships him anymore. So
really.
I guess we'll just stick him back in the ground.
May he rest in pieces.
Moving on.
Moving on. Okay, friends, we are here for our first interview.
Yeah, this might be a multiple thing. I think what we'll do is periodically, because this whole podcast is about entering the world of not being in religion anymore. Mm-hmm. We figured we might talk to some people about their experience of leaving religion.
Yeah, both in and out, and I think it's a really great way for people to kind of triangulate their own experiences, to hear other people's journeys out and kind of what caused it. Because
Indeed.
I find that is as unique as a snowflake.
And since what we have here in the state of Utah and in the city of Salt Lake City is a wealth of Mormons,
A wealth of former Mormons, and we have one
we're going to start with one of those.
with us here today, our friend Quinn Johnson, who has a really terrific story.
Hi, Quinn.
Hi.
Howdy, Quinn.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Welcome to the How To Heretic. Did you know that's the name of our podcast?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect.
It's super awesome. So, Quinn and I met a couple years ago, and his story has just stuck with me all this time. So, Quinn, you were a Mormon, and you were a young kid from Utah Valley. So, kind of take it from there.
Utah Valley meaning where? So
Provo.
Oh, Provo. So listeners, lest Utah geography be lost on you. Salt Lake City is kind of a little blue dot in a big red state.
Yeah.
And Provo is where that red bleeds out.
Provo is where that red goes to infrared, and
Right.
can only be seen by hummingbirds.
Yeah, it's as Mormon-y and as anything bad that can be associated with that is there. There are good things that can be associated with Mormonism, but anything bad that can be associated with Mormonism lives in Provo.
It's a like alternate reality down there.
Is it? Yeah. It's like Stepford.
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome. So so that's the soil from which you sprung. Mm-hmm. And then you were I didn't know this about your experience. You were telling me today at lunch about like you were just finishing up high school, and what'd you find out?
Oh yeah, so I was the graduating class that got directly affected by the age change. So
Yeah. The age change. So this is when the LDS Church decided to send missionaries out younger.
Mm-hmm. So from 19 to 18. So yeah, my class, it happened like our senior year. They made the announcement. So then everyone was like, "Oh, I guess Everyone just started to decide just to go instead of like usually you just go to like your first year of college or something. And I was graduating early. And so I was like, "Oh, can we swear on podcast?"
All the swears.
You may swear.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the swears.
Because I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, I don't know if I want to go, and so then I had to like try to make myself more happy about going, and then I went when I was 19.
Okay,
But
so
I
you
waited a bit.
did wait till the old age of the ripe old age of
The
19.
ripe old age.
And where were you called on your mission?
Scotland, Ireland mission, which was
So
pretty
that's
cool.
that's good. That's good.
I was happy about that. I was like, okay,
Yeah, you didn't go to Provo.
Yeah, exactly.
Which people do. Which
It
is
could have
so
been
bad.
Alabama or Modesto or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it could be worse.
although I kind of wanted to get called to like Boise because that'd be hilarious.
well, hilarious in one of those sad sorts of ways.
I know. And that would be the kind of I mean, I have a really dark sense of humor, so I'm like, this is great.
You people are all terrible.
So yeah, you got to go to a pretty good mission.
Yeah, I mean, just like it's cool. It's like it's one of the only like places you can go outside of the country. You can speak English. Like that part, you didn't have to learn a language, which was nice because that probably would have destroyed me.
No, why I didn't know that was that. Why doesn't each country have its own dedicated mission? Is it just a huge?
They've tried to, but
Yeah.
Ireland just can't. They can't go on their own. Like they've tried before, where they always like they both need each other because they're both like so low baptizing and all that. So like they just need them both there.
Yeah, I guess we should clarify also that the purpose of a Mormon mission, as opposed to some missions, like all missions are like kind of to annoy people into being part of their church or whatever. But Mormonism is like your mission is these young men and women are sent out as the marketing wing
Yep.
of Mormonism.
It's a sales job,
It
right?
is
Yeah.
you are 100% a door-to-door religion salesman.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I went out there and I was actually kind of like, man, I'm just like wanted to like help people.
Yeah.
And then I got to the MPC and I was like, that is not what this is.
right.
that is not this. And
Yeah,
I
like
was-
some denominations, their missions are service oriented, and
Right.
they might build houses or schools or
Sure.
or stuff like that. But the Mormons, that's not what they do.
yeah, like the mission's just a business structure. Like
Yeah.
exactly. And so that immediately was already like oil and water for me because my mind does not work that way, and I I hate that kind of mindset. So anyways, that was already like pushing my buttons. And so
Right.
that was the moment I got out there.
So you were not happy from the beginning, but so you,
Like most missionaries.
Yeah.
It's not
Nobody goes out there and is like, woohoo. There's like that one guy that's
Yeah.
like, yes, and everybody else is like, okay, I can deal with this. I can do it.
so you were willing to put your head down and do the 2 years and
I
Get
thought,
through it.
Yeah, I thought like this is gonna be like one of the your whole life. I think every like especially for the boys since they frame it as if you have to go, but the
Right.
girls like you can if you want, but the guys like you must.
Right.
So I was under the impression that like this is like gonna be like the formative year in my life, 2 years of my life where I like get my like the like backstory or whatever to make me want to like be motivated to
you get your
live a good
testimony.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get your testimony by saying it enough times that you just believe it, which
Right.
is really funny.
So there you were. You were. Where were you? Where were you when you guys came across the? You had tablets, right?
No, we didn't have any.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought.
No, they were testing tablets in the Liverpool mission, not Liverpool, England mission. They were testing them out, but we didn't have any. We were kind of like
You guys were low tech.
we were low tech, like classic, like everything a missionary does, like we did. Because there's some like my friend
like
was
flip book thing. Isn't there a flip booky sort of thing with lessons on it?
I mean,
There used to be.
Yeah, there used to be, but now they just have Preach My Gospel, which is just that big binder,
Okay, so you got a binder
essentially.
It's very spiritual.
and classy too.
No, and they want you to go by like I don't know, it's just very rote, like buy the book, buy the lesson. Yeah,
you ask them to be baptized at a certain moment. You ask it's all
The challenge.
the challenge.
Yeah,
It's all pre-scripted. You don't have to do anything. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, no, essentially, yeah. It's like the I always thought the funny thing was like the goal essentially was to become like a robot, because if you did everything, you'd be like a robot.
Yeah.
And even the missionaries, like, they could see people like that, and they were like didn't want to be that. Like,
Right.
It was a really hard thing, I think, for missionaries, because like most of them were like, I want to be a good missionary, but I don't want to be a robot. And
Right.
so they were in this kind of weird middle ground.
That's weird. Just become a robot.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
What's your problem, dude?
Why do you want to have a personality of your own and stuff? That's
So
weird.
at some point, Quinn, you came across a piece of information. Is that correct?
Yes.
So tell us about how that happened.
I'll lay it out in like the events leading up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got out there and immediately, like, I felt like how I felt when, like, 2 years before. Like, I felt like I had just, like, gone backwards as a person. It's really, I don't know, it's weird. And so I tried for, like, 4 months to, like, do it, but I just, like, couldn't, like, will myself to just, like, do it. Like, there was some sort of wall I was hitting of, like, motivation. And then my mission president was like, you gotta, like, really motivate yourself. So, like, okay, I will do it. And the moment I tried to, like, really give it a go is the moment that I went 4 months into my mission without masturbating. And then at this point is when I finally masturbated. And then it's like a part of me sparked inside. Yeah.
Because again, Mormons are not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
No, not ever.
Which is so funny
Not
because I'm guessing that the reason that it hit you then is because it's such a great tension release.
Yeah. Well,
It's like this fantastic way to just sort of, like, if you're feeling all of that pent up emotion, just rub one out.
Did you nearly die from dehydration in that moment? Like, did you just
Yeah,
I was in a shower at the time because that's the only time you can be alone.
right.
In the
right?
bathroom.
'Cause you can't be without your companion.
Yeah, you always your beds are pushed together. So you're on different mattresses,
So
but
you
they're
can
pushed
cuddle?
together. It's like one of the gayest things I've ever done.
I know.
Like, it's unreal. It reminds me of like the 80s.
The other delightful irony of that is that so many young gay Mormons are actually sent into the mission field to cure them of their gayness.
Yeah,
and then
right.
they're like, now elders sleep right next to this guy.
And many, I know tons of gay ex-Mormon guys who had their first sexual experiences
Yeah.
on their mission.
Yeah.
I heard of the story about these guys who went on an exchange together, which is when you so you have your companions who
Right.
you're with normally, but sometimes you'll swap companions for like a day or two.
Kinky.
Sex.
And so this happened, and these two elders just had a sexcation.
Yeah.
Was this in your mission?
No, this was in like Leeds or something, and then like they had a huge conference about it. Yeah, that's also one of the first things I realized about being out there was like these missionaries are fucking crazy. Like you hear all these nuts stories that no one ever talks about here because they're like missionaries are angels.
Yeah.
But you go out there and it's like they're like going to strip clubs. They're going nuts.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! If those two guys, either of those two guys who are in Leeds are listening, please contact us. We'd love to have you on the show. I want to hear all about it. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
So you had a solo version of that
Solo
in the
version.
shower.
Yeah, blasted my DNA, and then
Had an international incident.
yes, and then I called my mission president and all that. Felt like okay, this and part of me was like yes, like I'll get to go home. Like and then
Oh, you thought
there was a little bit of me I think
Yeah.
that was like hope really wanting that because that's the real me.
because you're supposed to tell your mission
Yes.
president everything.
Yeah.
If you've sinned,
Especially this guy
you have
thing.
to tattle on yourself.
Yeah. And then he just gave me advice on how to avoid those kind of thoughts. I was like, oh yeah, because every missionary is doing this. Of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Did he
Right.
give you the handbook about the little factory and the?
No, but missionaries would pass around that talk though.
Oh my God!
Yeah. I knew a missionary who had the first edition of Mormon doctrine. Anyways, that's like a
Yeah, that's we'll get into
that's
that
in
another
the
time.
weeds kind of
Right.
thing.
We'll get into Elder Packer
Yeah.
another time.
Anyways, but yeah, so then later that week I was at church and I just remember I was just was staring up at the pulpit and I was like, I don't believe in God. It just that thought just came in my head and I went, well, this is a terrible fucking place to be having this conversation. And
This was in the actual church service.
in the church service, I was like, well, shit.
you just suddenly didn't believe. You were just like, wait a minute.
My mind. This is really what it is myself, like my real self, just finally caught up with me and was like, "This isn't it. Like this is not for us, and it's never been for us."
Your real self kind of punched through the fog at that point.
Yeah, it just said, "What the fuck is happening?" Because you're trying to strangle me with Mormonism. Anyway, so then I got sent to Ireland.
Then you're in a bit of a pickle because you've got some time left on that sentence.
How much time did you have left?
That was 4 months in. Oh fuck! And there's 4 months out of 2 years, and I went, oh. Ooh. So it was. But then I went to Ireland, and it was great because I was with my companion had one more transfer, and that was his last companion, and he was completely burned out, so he just didn't want to do anything. So that was perfect for me because I was like, that's exactly what I want to do.
Right.
So we just did nothing, and we would go to the church sometimes. And they had computers there, and sometimes we would just surf the web and all that.
Which is verboten, right?
Oh yeah, you're not supposed to do that at all.
Yeah.
And so we were just there, and the anxiety I was having about this, and like I just wanted to go home, but I was also afraid of just that conversation in general with anyone, because that's like
it's a huge failing.
Well, yeah, you'd have to explain it to not just your mission president, but to your parents at home and to the bishop at home and to like all
everyone.
This whole group of expectant people who are all of their hopes in the world are riding on your shoulders.
It would be considered a great failing in Mormon community, right? Back home. And,
No, it's like you would. I remember as a kid seeing someone like come home from his mission, and there's this like stigma around it for sure, where it's like, what, something wrong happened, and like, anyways, so it's like an immense pressure, like thinking about that. So I wasn't like brave enough to like have that conversation yet. So I would just start kind of like looking up. I started by looking up like other missionaries who like stopped believing in God on their mission on Google, and just kind of started from there. And just like reading some of their stories, and then one of them was like, I read The God Delusion on my mission.
On his mission?
On his mission.
Wow.
So then I went to the bookstore and bought it. And my companion, he's like, "Why'd you get that?" And I was like, "Oh, I met a lot of atheists in Edinburgh. They had some good points. I wanted to understand them better so I could better talk to them." He's like, "All right."
You bore false witness. You lied.
Yeah.
At that point, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really.
Yeah.
You've already masturbated.
I just love that he didn't give it. He's just like, that was the one question he asked about it. Didn't care from that on. He's like, I'm out of here. So yeah, then I read that, but it just wasn't specific enough to like Mormonism.
Right. Yeah. Because that's more about just
God
the whole concept of God or whatever.
Yeah, and it was good to read, but I was like, yeah, like this is just not scratching that itch. Right. So that I just like kept researching and like finding like just like some post-Mormon website posts and stuff like that. But then when it really started digging, because I was like, I need to like more. I can only have so much time at this church. So then we had like flash drives, and we have in each missionary unit they have these like little, or at least where I was, they had these like DVD players. They could plug in flash drives so you could watch like the training videos or whatever. So I downloaded Mormon Stories podcasts, and I would look for ones that were more like about ex-Mormon topics or just critical topics, and downloaded those and would go home and listen to them late at night. Yeah.
So Fred, that is another podcast. It's an excellent podcast by a guy named John DeLynn, right? And very, very long form interviews.
Yes.
Super interesting, but probably not the best thing for a missionary to be listening to.
He's frowned upon in the Mormon community.
Well, he was recently excommunicated from Mormonism. He tried to stay in it.
Which is a little baffling because he's
so down the middle.
He's not a firebrand. He literally just lets people speak. So anyway, I'll let you speak.
No, yeah, that's the thing about it. But like, he's just trying to be like pretty moderate about it. But anyways, so yeah, but I would look for the ones that were like difficult topics, and the real one that got me was I listened to the one that had Jeremy Runnels. You know, the guy who wrote the CES letter.
So for those listening at home, a lot of this is so inside baseball.
Yes.
I feel like my job is like translate for the masses.
Yeah, you're the color guy.
So Jeremy Runnels he was a Mormon, and he wrote and he did some research, did some looking into history and various other things, and had some questions. And by questions, I mean 60 pages worth.
Right.
It's like 90 now.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He keeps updating it.
Of questions about Mormon history and the claims of the Book of Mormon and the claims of the prophets of the church and all of this sort of thing. That started out as a letter that he wrote to a
church education service.
Church education service.
Director,
so
yeah.
So a guy in that who he was assured would be able to dutifully answer all of these questions with no problem and satisfy his doubts, and then he could go on being a good Mormon again.
Which he actually was kind of concerned to do. I think he earnestly wanted to maintain it.
Yeah, he was. That's the thing with most Mormons or who have this kind of crisis is they like the idea of not being a Mormon and throwing away like essentially your identity is scary. Like that's not their goal.
No, the goal is to stay Mormon.
Yeah,
but we have to get through these points first.
Yeah, it's like I have some concerns.
If you want to, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to look it up on the CES letter or letter to the CES.
Yeah, you just Google it.
Letter to the CES director. You'll find it either way. It's if you're in the Mormon spectrum or you are just fascinated by Mormonism, which a lot of
Mormon
people are.
spectrum. You make it sound it's like autism.
Yeah,
Mormonism is the same as autism.
It's a lot like autism. I'm sorry, that was cruel to autistic people out there. So anyway, you came across the Jeremy Runnels podcast with John DeLynn, and then you knew about the CES letter.
Yes, and he was talking about a lot of stuff from the CES letter, and that was perfect for me because it just condensed. Because like I could find some of these issues, but like it was always kind of scattered. So you'd find like one issue about like I honestly didn't know Joseph Smith had practiced polygamy my whole life until I was on my mission.
Oh, really?
Didn't know. And that's kind of more of a common-ish one, and I didn't know, I was surprised I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It went away. We were taught that he was in our age group, right?
But nobody focuses on like it's barely mentioned in church anymore,
right? But
because
when we're guys in our 40s, and when we were young, it was just accepted as canon that was the commandment, and that's what he did, and it was no thing.
Yeah.
But at some point, it went away.
Yeah.
Between our generation and this generation, yours, Quinn, it went away.
Same with the whole. I don't know if did they talk about like the whole like stone in the hat stuff because I didn't know that.
No, that was never
It was
talked
Urim
about.
and Thummim, which is magic glasses, which has now been that was canon basically.
Yeah, but now the church has even
acknowledged the stone.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
When I saw that stone on the front page of the Tribune, I was like, "What?"
So Runnels brings up all of these things. It codifies all of these questions that you already had and some that you didn't even know to ask.
Yes. But just, like there's just so much stuff you just don't know about because they never talk about. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to read this. So I printed it out.
Where did you print it out?
I first went to the church to do it, but then they didn't. I don't know if they had like if a printer was working right. It wasn't. So then we went to this like internet cafe,
and you're dragging your companion along with you to do all of
this. And at this point, I have a different companion. At this point, I got a new one, and he's from Denmark, and he's like 25.
Okay,
and he's a convert, and
which can be more troublesome.
Yeah. What's interesting is he actually knew some of this stuff. So I was talking about it with him on the way to the cafe because I was like, this is gonna come up, so I might as well start talking to him now. So I started asking about these questions and stuff, and he was trying to be like, no, but like I don't know. He was trying to give us like the answers to them. I was like, there's just like no answer. Now like, the biggest thing I think for me that like really like broke the shelf as they say is polyamory. Yeah, which is when Joseph Smith was marrying other people's wives to him when you'd send them on their mission.
Right, he'd send a man away, and then his wife was left at home.
Or his daughter.
And, oh, look.
Yeah.
Joe wants to...
Conveniently, he's gone. Whoa.
For years. And it used to be so... Every time I see a sweet missionary kid out on the street with his white shirt and his, his hay bale and his triple combination book, and I just think, God, do you know the origins of your vocation? Do you know why this was invented to separate men from their wives and daughters?
It's wild. So I read that, and that one just like that broke it. And so that's when because there's still kind of part of you that's like kind of holding on a little bit because it's like no, like I don't know. So anyways, finally that's when I was just like fuck all of this, and then So yeah, we went back, and I was to our apartment, and he was like, "Well, I'm not going to read it." And then like a couple hours later, he's the first one to start read it. He picked it up, and it was just like loose leaf. And so when he was done with a couple pages, I would start reading it. And so we kind of finished around the same time. And then after we finished, it was like 75 pages or whatever. And then afterwards, he looked up at me and was like, "Well, the Book of Mormon's not true."
Well, this ain't right.
I love that it was laying there like a monkey's paw. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to touch it.
Sitting in the room.
You have to touch it.
Calling
You're gonna
out.
touch it.
Yeah, no. So we had a huge discussion about it, and I was like, I need to tell like all the missionaries about this.
You're like, I need to poison everyone.
Yeah, that's essentially how I was feeling.
You were on a new mission.
I want to infect them all.
Yeah,
but
your
also-
mission, you threw the old mission in reverse.
Yeah,
And,
but also I want to leave, so it was also
oh, yeah. So if you start to tell the other missionaries, I'll bet they send you home toot sweet.
yeah, they would. But we called the mission president, and I was like, what about this? What about this? Like telling him all these points, and he was trying to like talk to me, and like we were arguing, and he's like, "Do you want to go home?" And I went, "Yes." He's like, "Okay." And then the next day, I started getting calls from people from my home ward being like, "Don't go home. Don't go home."
Oh, yeah, because they tattle on you. Mormons will tattle on you.
It got back that fast.
What a
And
fucking snitch.
yeah, so everyone started calling me and stuff. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just like, I can't just keep going. And
How was this still 4 months ish in?
this was like 6 months.
You lived along another couple months.
Yeah, this is like 6 months, 7 month-ish. Yeah. Anyway, around September. And then I went on an exchange with this elder I was good friends with, and it was weird because he actually knew a lot of this shit because his grandpa, he's from England, and his grandpa is like an ex-Mormon author.
Okay.
So anyways, I was like, why are you here? He's like, I told you it was a miracle. I came on a mission. Anyways, he's not in the church anymore. Yeah. So anyways, we were talking about all that stuff, and he just like, I know. He just didn't really have any answers. And then like my dad called and tried to give me like an anger, like, you gotta, like, they're talking to you about you in Salt Lake right now. I was like, oh, okay.
They can do that.
Yeah. And then, but what got me to stay a little bit longer was this guy called for my ward. And in backstory on him is when he first came in, he came into my priest's quorum, which is kind of like when you're like 16.
Yeah, priest sounds important, but it's not. In Mormon church, that just means a teenager.
Yeah. It's like when you're like 16, 17, they're like, hey, you're a priest now.
Yeah, it's like on a movie when they can't pay you, they give you a title.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, here you
Priest
go.
is associate producer.
It's
That's
associate
Yeah.
producer.
And that way, if they touch kids, like, hey, they're still legally children as well. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so he came in though as like a leader, this guy, and he was like, if you guys have like spiritual questions, don't ask me because that's not me. He's like, I'm here to be like kind of like help you guys as like just like grow up or whatever. He helped a lot of people with like Eagle Scout projects and stuff.
Okay, sure.
Anyways, so I think that was kind of why. So he's because he called me and he was like, hey, all the church history shit, who knows? He's like, who gives a shit? He's like, just stay for the experience. And I think at that point I was just kind of just like scared. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then during this whole time, I was talking to a therapist out there they have like a mission therapist.
Oh, okay.
But except he covers like 7 or 8 missions.
Sure.
And it's but he was the only one I think that he knew like how like I didn't believe in God and all that. So he was being kind of careful about like trying to push any like Mormonism on me. So he was being more of a normal therapist, which in Utah, like there's a lot of therapists that aren't really therapists. They don't follow the practices. It's like, hey, here's some Mormonism guidance.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And if that doesn't work, here's a handful of pills.
Yeah, here's some
Just
Zen.
shut your frontal lobe off.
Yeah. But anyway, so he was pretty careful about how he would talk to me. But the reason I bring him up because he knew I just like was having I was like barely hanging on, and he was like, hey, you have lots of anger towards your dad. I don't know if you knew that. And I was like, oh, I didn't. And so there's lots. So he actually helped me be like, hey, maybe you want to take a look at yourself.
Deal with a couple things.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay. So he was helpful in that way because he pointed it out. But anyways, because after that, when I decided to stay a bit longer, he was like, he's like, how much longer do you have? And I was like, I have like 14 months or something. He was like, Jesus, wait till I do this. But he's like, it's like, wow, I could hear in his voice. He was like, you're not going to make that.
That's not going to happen.
You're not going to do it. Because he was like, he's like, I've met like 5 other elders like you. And they all like really nice. Like they all have problems with their dad and they don't believe in God and they all went home. And so I also was on that ship.
There you go.
Because later on, because I was like, I want to, like, I think like we're talking about like getting like a medical release with the therapist. And he was like, they're just not going to grant you a medical release because but if you want to go home, you can, but you have to pay for your flight.
Yeah.
And
you're paying for the whole thing. You're paying for the whole mission.
But it was weird because they cover travel. It was I never had heard them like if you decide to go home, it's on you.
Yeah.
Which is really weird. It's like so you're just gonna maroon them? Like it just that whole thing is just immoral.
That's a great.
But anyway, so I thought I was kind of stuck out there. After that, I was like, well, I guess I'm just here now.
I guess this is where I live.
Yeah, I'm just out. Yeah, but so then at that point, I was like, yeah, I guess I could stay. And then after like a week, I was already being like, all right, I'm gonna run away. Let's see how far I can go. Like I'll go to Sweden or something.
Nice.
I was like kind of planning this out about like this big like backpack for camping and stuff. I was like really starting to seriously think about it, bought a sleeping bag, all this kind of stuff. And then one day my mission president calls me. He's like, we have a ticket for you.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, so there was an airport nearby in Ireland. Like I was in Limerick, Ireland, which is on like the west coast. And he's like, you're going to fly out of Shannon. You're going to go home. And I didn't usually you go to the mission home and then you go home. Right. I didn't.
No, they're just like,
get out of here.
They're just like, we need you gone.
So you left that day.
I left like a week later, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I honestly, but yeah, so then I go home and I didn't think it was a medical release because that's what I've been told. And then I asked the stake leader guy who was releasing me, and he was like, "No, it was medical release." I was like, "What? Like, why didn't they say anything?" So
because they didn't want the embarrassment.
I don't think they wanted that. I think they didn't want me out there spreading.
They didn't want the conversation that he left because of Jeremy Runnell's CES letter.
Right.
Nobody had an answer for him.
Yeah,
including the mission president.
So that's what it feels like, and I don't know because it was just that whole thing was weird. Also, when I got released, I thought like when you get set apart as a missionary, which is all these phrases are weird. They like put their hands on your head and like now you're a missionary. But when you come home, they're just like, okay, you're good,
you're done.
Yeah, like they don't do anything, and I was like, what?
There's no jump you out.
I thought there was at least gonna be some sort of I don't know. It was just like. You're done.
They don't take off your shoulder boards and break your saber. Or
I know, yeah. They don't like lay you down.
Turn in your badge and your gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't put you on your knees, but like it's weird. Just like, okay, now you're done.
Well, there you go. And since then, you've not believed in God the whole time?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty immediate. But I think essentially really what it just has fallen into is like, hey, look, there's no way to prove it or disprove it, so who fucking cares?
Well, there you go.
That was going to be the other name of our show.
Yes. Yeah. Who fucking cares?
Yeah. Like, why are we so concerned about this thing that we'll never know when we can just like party and like have fun here? Like, that's the thing we do know is we're here and alive. Is why we just focus on that.
And worst case scenario, hell sounds a lot more interesting to me than heaven ever did. So.
Yeah, that's
wherever
true.
the gays go is where I want to go.
Right?
We're
going to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell's a fucking party.
Well, that is a fascinating story.
A fun, horrible, great story.
Yeah,
love it.
And I think it shows that a little information can be a very, very dangerous thing in under the circumstances. Yeah,
yeah, and a lot of information, can lead to some great partying.
Totally.
Yes.
Well, Quinn, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story. That was that was fantastic.
Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
moving on.
Well, friends, that's it for this week's show.
Yeah, hey, if you guys have anything you'd like to share with us, any comments, any questions, if you want to nominate a god to be graveyarded or something, buried, you can reach us by writing into us, howto@howtoheretic.com.
Or you can leave us a voicemail. You know, we love to hear your stories. We're especially interested in kind of that first moment where doubt began to form in your mind. You can leave us a voicemail at 903-88-HOW-TO, which is 903-884-6986. Thanks to Cody Layton for producing, editing the show.
And thank you, dear friends, for tuning in. We sure do appreciate it.
Bye-bye, friends.